All right, looks like we are live. Welcome back to Roxham TV and welcome back to Jam Crypto YouTube. Whatever platform you're watching on, welcome, and happy Tuesday. Well, what we're going to do here again, of course, we're going to talk about Bitcoin as always. And if this is your first time seeing my face on Roxham and you find it as a nice surprise, well, there you go. I'm the new host for the Hong Kong team for Hong Kong Roxham TV. I'm shooting all this show on Monday to Friday, 4 a.m. Eastern time. That means that will bring you like 9 a.m. London time. So if that is like, if you guys are based in Europe instead, I know like watching 4 a.m. in Eastern time would be tough for some of you guys. It depends on your location. But point being, okay, I'm doing most of the shows at home in September. So we are still setting up the Hong Kong studio. And right now the studio is empty. We are buying all the furniture. So please bear with us. We're trying to make the studio as professional as it could get. So yeah, stay tuned. And in October, hopefully, you're going to see me live in the new studio in Hong Kong. And it has a magnificent view, by the way. It's so beautiful. You can see the mountain view, all the skyscrapers in Hong Kong, and also the sea view. So I'm very excited. But anyway, since that we are doing it remotely for now, let's hop onto the chart and look at what Bitcoin has been doing. I always like to open my show with a little bit of TA, technical analysis. Well, Bitcoin, basically for the past, well, we are on the daily chart, right? So for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for the past 6 days, we are trading above this rectangle, which I drew. And this is a box that is like the consolidation period, how long Bitcoin has been inside this consolidation period. So ever since August, so late August, we were trading inside. So for 22 days straight, we broken out of this consolidation period, which is showing strength. We are looking things at a more TA perspective, which is great. However, as I always mention, that there is the rate cut coming. So the FOMC meeting is coming on 18th of September. So we're going to have the result, like whether we're going to get a 25 basis point cut or 50 basis point cut. So during this time, do expect huge volatility, and that could like send the market to either direction. So for Degen out there, maybe you see it as a huge speculative moment to enter the market, whether you're betting it will go up or down. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm just telling you the scenarios if either one happens, like what you could expect. So do expect 18th of September, we're going to see huge volatility. 25 basis point is already priced in. Like we know that there'll be rate cut in September already. Like this, that is for sure. But the question is whether we're going to get 50 basis point cut, because I think that is actually justifiable. Well, not just because I'm a back holder, like, of course, like more rate cut, that means more liquidity entering the market. So some of that liquidity will flow into Bitcoin. So a rate cut has always been beneficial for Bitcoin, but it's not just because of that. Like if you hop onto the Fed fund rate and also the 2-year treasury yield, right now, the Fed fund rate is sitting at 4.3%, while the 2-year treasury yield is actually below the fund rate. That is not a good sign, or it's showing early sign of recession, actually, like the market is weakening. So what I'm saying is that even if the Fed do cut rates for 50 basis points, that's still not be enough for 2025. So I hope the Fed will like come in and act quickly, because we all know how Donald Trump likes to take the piss of Jerome Powell, like Jerome Too Late Powell. So hopefully he's going to cut rate like fast and also cut enough rate this time, and otherwise Donald Trump will keep taking piss out of him, and he will certainly be replaced in May because his time gonna come to an end in May next year. So yeah, whoever replaced Jerome Powell, of course, that person gonna cut rates tremendously, even without Donald Trump saying a word. So that is for sure. But as for right now, as for September, things are still not sure, and we are not out of the wood yet. Yeah, for sure. Like Bitcoin is trading above this 113 to 114 level. That is like a new, almost like a new support level that I'm watching. We haven't actually tested this support, like we haven't actually, okay, we are at 115, we actually haven't corrected to 113 and tested as support and then go back up. So that's one thing I'm watching. Let's also hop over to the weekly chart. Well, weekly chart is interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and remove the rectangle. I kind of want to pull out the bull market support band right here. Well, because we haven't closed on this week because we are only on Tuesday, so this weekly candle is not it's not final. However, I do like what I'm seeing here. So the previous week we have this massive weekly candle printing out. So we actually closed above the bull market support band. And because of that, there's so much room for corrections. There's 4%. We have 4% above the bull market support band, which is, I would say, quite surprising. The reason why it was quite surprising is because okay, let me zoom closer if you guys are squinting. Let me know in the chat and talk to me because I love talking to you guys. All right, so if you look at the monthly return for BTC history, September hasn't been a strong month, while this year is interesting because we have August, we end up with a negative number, but August, very interestingly, we also made a new high. So one thing I noticed is that, okay, there's a new high in August and also a low in August and also a low in the first week of September. So what I'm thinking or trying to figure out right now is that whether the low already happened in September. If so, that would be scenario number one. The market absolutely love it, and we could go back to the next critical resistance and 119. So that's scenario number one. Scenario number two is, okay, if we do get only 25 basis point cut and the market did not love it and end up having a little bit of dip and buy the rumor, sell the news event, because that always happened in crypto. So we might go back to the bull market support band. And even if we lose it, it's not the end of the day. Don't worry. Because, okay, if you also pull out the 50-week moving average, so the blue line here is the 50-week moving average, and there's so much room for correction. There's 18% room for us to correct. What I'm saying that, okay, why are you being so bearish, Jemmy? Is it because, okay, September is the weak month, so I'm saying all this trash talk? Well, no, I'm saying okay, worst case scenario, we have, first of all, the bull market support band, and we also happen to have the 50-week moving average. So one or two candle touch or close below the 50-week moving average is okay. We wick down is okay, but hopefully there wouldn't be two consecutive weekly candles close below the 50-week moving average. And if that were to happen, that would be a little bit concerning. So yeah, what I'm saying is that my guess is that in September, probably we're not going to see a new all-time high, and we're not going to see a big crash in September neither. So I think it's going to be quite boring for September. I mean, yeah, boring is better than nothing, right? But if you look at the ETF flow, like the ETF is doing extremely well. So basically the past entire week, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, past 6 days, we are seeing huge inflow, like billions of dollars flowing into the Bitcoin market. And that also justifies, okay, let's go to the daily chart. Okay, that's also justify why we are seeing this like a rally, there you go, like a rally, a tiny rally, because, well, all these institutional money are flowing in via ETF. So that's why we are seeing this like upside. And we have been up from 107 till right now. So like an 8% pump. That's really not bad. And yeah, that's another reason why we are seeing BTC doing what it did this past week. Yeah, let's hope that the FOMC meeting is not as bearish as we already expected. And more than 90% of people expect a 25 basis point cut. So we're going to see the result at 2 p.m. Eastern time on 18th of September. So yeah, be very, yeah, stay tuned. And also, I really do hope the Fed do the right thing this time, because I look at macro a lot. So CPI, PPI for the inflation data, and also the labor market. The labor market is very concerning. Not only the unemployment rate is rising, but if you also hop onto the non-farm payroll, this is a metric that I watch very closely, because ever since May, like 4 consecutive months, we added like less than 100,000 jobs to the market. And June, it was like even revised down to a negative number. So that's also early sign of recession. But at the end of the day, we don't have to end up getting a recession. Like if we have enough rate cuts, it could be preventive actually. So I really hope that we see a 50 basis point cut, and then even like more rate cuts this year in 2025, so that 2026 will be out of the wood. All right, so that's for the Fed, and that's for the market analysis. Let's hop on to the news section of today. So what have we got here? All right, so PayPal integrates BTC, ETH, PYUSD in P2P payment. That's really something, because like this is one of the biggest crypto announcement. I'm surprised that crypto Twitter like didn't talk more about it, because you don't see much noise from crypto Twitter. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more details why this is such a big thing. All right, so PayPal, if you didn't know already, PayPal is the global company giant with over 400 million active accounts. It's adding cryptocurrency to the P2P payments, enabling users to send and receive digital assets directly, a step that could accelerate mainstream adoption beyond investment and trading. So on Monday, the company PayPal reviewed this PayPal links, which is a personalized one-time link generated in the PayPal app that can be shared across tags, email, or chat. The feature will launch first in the US before expanding to the UK, Italy, and other international markets later this year. So in the near term, users will be able to send cryptocurrencies and stablecoins directly through PayPal's P2P feature, both to PayPal and Venmo users, as well as to compatible digital assets. The supported cryptocurrencies will include Bitcoin, Ethereum, PYUSD, and other, like the announcement said. All right, so what's happening here? So you can basically send, I don't know, like $100 worth of BTC to your friend, and they can choose whether to keep it as crypto or to convert it to fiat. This is a huge deal because PayPal is a giant. They have more than 430 million users, and this could onboard like millions into crypto without even like forcing them to do like to touch an exchange. And I like what PayPal's doing because they have been they have always been quite friendly to crypto ever since 2020. So back in 2020, they already offered the option to users to buy or sell or hold BTC, ETH, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash. However, it's only limited to US only. So if you guys are from the US, you guys are extremely lucky. And then slowly, PayPal expand this feature to Europe and UK, launch like checkout with crypto. And then also they added this like PYUSD, which is the stablecoin, PayPal's PayPal stablecoin. So yeah, we hop to the DeFi Llama. Of course, if you look at the stablecoin market share right now, USDT is still the biggest. Like it dominated like majority of the market. Like they have 170 billion in market cap. Second is USDC, no surprise there. Athena, DAI, Sky, which is a MakerDAO that I was a big fan of, but right now the whole DeFi protocol was a little bit confusing. So yeah, it's quite a little bit disappointed in MakerDAO. But okay, we have like WLFI, Biddle. If we have time, I do want to dive a little bit more into the BlackRock USD, the Biddle fund. And also, there you go, PayPal. PayPal is sitting at number 10. So yeah, it's not small. Let's look at the, PayPal. PayPal market cap is sitting at $1.2 billion for PayPal stablecoins. So that's something, right? All right. So as for this stablecoin, it was launched in 2023. Of course, it's packed 1-to-1 to the US dollars, backed by deposits, treasuries, and cash equivalents. For the stablecoin, it's available on Ethereum, Solana, and they are planning to roll out on Stellar as well. That is interesting because, like, I don't know, like none of my inner circle, none of my friends would use Stellar. Let me know live chat, like in the chat, if you guys use Stellar. But PayPal's plan is to roll out the stablecoin in Q4 this year. So yeah. It is available for US PayPal and family users. It's listed on major exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, Binance US, and Uniswap. So very, very America focused. Non-US users can buy it on exchanges like in-app rollout coming out gradually as well. But like of course, like America would get first for PayPal. Yeah, so we are also seeing like some uptick in terms of the adoption of PayPal, and also I think there's an uptick for the adoption in stablecoins in general, not just like PayPal. So let's come back to this new feature like PayPal Link. How does it work, right? So this P2P integration, like okay, you can choose whatever cryptocurrency digital assets that BTC, ETH, PYUSD in PayPal, and you generate the PayPal link, send it via chat, email, text, and then the receivers would have receive the money instantly in PayPal app. This is just early stage. International wise, it takes time. So the users can convert into fiat or crypto, but like non-US rollout, like expected to come in late 2025 in Europe. So in Hong Kong, we are not allowed to use that. And if I log onto my PayPal, I don't see any cryptocurrencies option actually. Yeah, so that's a little bit sad. So if you guys get to experience that, please let me know in a live chat if you like the experience of using PayPal crypto wallet. So yeah, and then PayPal right now is I will rephrase, like PayPal is not the not entirely a full-on crypto wallet at the moment. It's close, but it's still not a crypto wallet. The reason why I'll say this, okay, you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies. You can receive or send money to external wallets. You can do P2P now via PayPal links. However, you don't get the private keys. It's still custodian wallet. You can't interact directly with the DeFi app, so you can't do like swap, staking outside the PayPal ecosystem. So think of it as like a bridge wallet, I would say, between Web3 and Web2 and Web3. And I do think that this is gonna be the trend for this cycle, and the line between TradFi and crypto gonna get more blurry as we develop. And yeah, we don't really, well, okay. I still don't like when I do this, it's still a little bit confusing, but okay, there you go. That's what I wanted to do. All right, so as for the fees, again, like I use PayPal in Hong Kong. It's a little bit annoying because I have a lot of like collaboration, and they would sometimes send USD to me via PayPal. I did not enjoy that a slight bit because the conversion rates on PayPal sucks. Like I would lose like at least 5% for the USD. And yeah, I really did not enjoy using PayPal. And not to mention that we don't get to experience the crypto feature on PayPal in Hong Kong. However, as for the PayPal wallet, so the domestic P2P is free. Like PayPal doesn't charge a fee for that. However, for international P2P, there'll be a 5% fee. And also the foreign exchange rate markup. So that really sucks. Like I would say, I wouldn't call it like scam, but like PayPal like to promote itself that, okay, the fee could be extremely low, but like if you actually dive deeper and look at the exchange rate, like that's how PayPal generate majority of the revenue, because the exchange rate is so bad. It's so bad for users. So yeah, I will try to avoid using PayPal, especially in Hong Kong. But yeah, for the domestic US users, like please let me know how the PayPal link work. And yeah, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, and maybe we could focus on the bigger picture here, because PayPal is, again, a giant, and they have more than 400 million users. So they now have like a one click away to send crypto. So that's extremely convenient. And third, they're going to blur the line between fiat and crypto. And yeah, I'm quite excited for this. But yeah, do let me know your feedback if you are in America, because you guys get to try these things firsthand. All right, let's move on to the next piece of news. We're going to talk about South Korea. So what's going on in South Korea? South Korea lifts ban on VC funding for crypto companies. So if you don't know, like South Korea, like this is a major regulatory shift. It lifted a 7-year ban that kept crypto companies from being recognized as venture firms. This means crypto startups in Korea can now access government-backed funding, tax perks, and R&D support. So let's break it down, what happened and why it matters and how it could shape global crypto markets, okay? So South Korean crypto asset related companies can now apply for venture capital funding after Seoul abolished a 7-year-old ban. The Ministry of SMEs and Startups says the existing ban on crypto firms' VC funding will end on September 16th. So what's going on here. So the biggest change is that crypto firms like exchanges or brokerage are no longer considered to be a restricted venture business, and they can now apply for the venture company status under the Venture Business Act. Why it matters? Because it unlocks venture capital, tax incentives, and R&D grants and low interest loans that could funnel like billions into Korean crypto startup. And this ban actually started in 2018, October 2018, during the something called Kimchi premium. That is like when the first time I heard of this term, I thought it was like a meme stuff that I didn't know that exists on Twitter or something, but apparently it's like a real thing, especially back in the days. Like Korean have to pay like at least 20%, like 20 to 50% premium on their BTC, like higher than any part of the world. I mean, not any part of the world, but like most part of the world for the BTC that they're buying. So that is what you call the kimchi power. The reason why the government did that, because the government was scared, like excessive speculation and money laundering and retail losses. So now they lifted due to global adoption. Like US is trying to be the crypto hub. Like we have a very friendly US government towards crypto. And also because there are so many scams being unfold, the market is slowly maturing. Like we have more understanding how to regulate this sector, because crypto has been so new, but like having all these like scams took place, we actually learn from our experience. So now that we know how to protect retails, and that's why Korean governments are saying that, okay, we know how to protect, so we need to implement KYC, AML, and investor safeguards, etc. So Korea is pushing the country to be the digital asset hub, just like I like a lot of countries in this world are doing the same thing. Hong Kong as well. We all competing with each other, which I love, because like competition is a good thing, and to bring innovation to the market overall. All right, so as for Korean, like South Korean, the government stance on crypto is quite interesting, because like back in 2017 or 2018, first of all, the Korean market, the Korean government banned ICO, and the officials barred from like holding crypto. But slowly we are seeing the recognition from the South Korean government actually, slowly becoming more open-minded. Like starting from 2019, they have this like the FSC, which is like the SEC in Korea, created a VASP framework to require AML, KYC, and there was like hacks led to like stricter oversight, and then slowly there's like compliance focus, because let's not forget Terra Luna, it happened in 2022, and back in the days, like, because I talked to a lot of Korean, and Korean people like treated Do Kwon as the god. I was quite surprised to learn that, because just before the crash of Terra Luna, like we were like talking, and then asking some of the Korean friends, if like Terra Luna going to be okay, and the local Korean, they are Do Kwon diehard fan, and they were like protecting Do Kwon, like Do Kwon is the god, is like basically on par with Blackpink or something. So that's how much trust and how diligent Korean people for they have for crypto. And obviously we know how that turned out. And Do Kwon, I believe he's in jail right now. Like maybe we could do some updates in the next live stream. I haven't looked into that too much, but let's go back to South Korea. So they are thinking ways of taxing on capital gains tax, but although it has been delayed, the talk, is still on the table right now. They are getting more progressive. So first of all, like the Virtual Asset Under Protection Act passed, and also they have the spot crypto ETFs launched in July. And like overall, like Korean now see crypto as a strategic technology while keeping like heavy compliance in place. Yeah, so as for the crypto firms in Korea, like the VASP license is very important, and what classify as the VASP, right? So that includes exchanges, so Upbit, Bithumb, those are like the two biggest Korean exchanges in the market. So exchanges like that, they're also like requirement for capital, so it has to be at least 3.6 million US dollars. KYC and AML fully complied, and regular audits, and mining only firms not qualify, but exchanges like Upbit and Bithumb, they are getting the majority benefits from this unban right here. So like I really like where this is going, and especially like South Korea is such a massive market, because like, okay, South Korean, they are really degen, because I know a lot of South Korean. When you talk to them, like if they have $100, they're gonna bet $112 to just to buy some crypto. That's how degen in the whole culture. And even I was quite surprised. I have seen a lot of degen, but like the Koreans are on the next level, and they have like quite high adoption. Actually, like 15 to 20% of the population trades crypto in South Korea. So that's quite highly adopted. And however, they do have like capital controls, like individuals can only convert 50,000 US a year for overseas use without special approval. What we're seeing is that the larger flows must be large flows must be reported to banks and FSC. And I think it's like good stuff. And if you also look at the South Korea market, like first of all, we have 1.7 trillion US dollars. That is the GDP in 2025. That would bring South Korea to number 13th globally. So that's really something. And South Korea is very tech advanced. They have like an export powerhouse. I'm sure you guys have heard of Samsung, Hyundai, and LG. So these are all Korean companies, and they are a huge exporter. Top tier R&D. Unemployment rate is lower than the US. I believe it's like hovering around 3% for South Korea. So yeah, when I see news like this and they are like getting in, a lot of like Korean firms, Korean projects, Korean exchanges gonna benefit from this massively, right? So we're gonna see. We are guessing that since there'll be easier access to venture funding, it could birth like 50 to 100 new startups. And analysts are saying that there will be estimate number $1 to $3 billion VC inflows in 2026 alone. So that's a lot of money flowing from the South Korea market. Like this unban is less about flipping a switch for retail traders. Crypto trading in Korea was never illegal in the first place, but like about giving startups real access to capital and legitimacy. It shows Korea is moving from seeing crypto as a speculative bubble to recognizing as a legitimate industry. If the US ETFs like brought Wall Street into Bitcoin, Korea's move could bring a wave of Asian startups and VC money into the global crypto space. So I'm really liking what I see here. All right, so as for that's for the South Korean news, let's move on to a little bit macro. Let's look at crude oil a little bit. The reason why I would look at crude oil is, okay, it first of all is tightly tied with the inflation data. Whenever we look at CPI, we also will look at the oil price. So what we've got here, like 4 days ago, Ukraine strikes key Russian oil terminal in a massive drone attack. So headline like this. However, we are not seeing a uptick in terms of the oil price. That is quite interesting, right? So if you guys don't know, when you look at the oil price, if you guys like to trade oil, we usually look at like the two important numbers. So first we have the Brent, which is the European market. It's a global standard, but it's more like Europe focused. And for the US, we look at the WTI, which is more US focused. And as for today, like the WTI is trading at $63 per barrel, and for Brent is trading at $67 per barrel. And again, like prices of oil, it moves just like any commodities. It's purely based on supply and demand, just like any other market. But why does the oil price matter to the global economy? Because, okay, if oil price is trending up, that means inflation going to tick up and transportation's cost going to rise as well. On the flip side, if we have like a lower oil price, like of course inflation will come down, but it will hurt like oil exporting nations, but like benefit consumers, of course. Like consumers would be really happy to have like cheaper costs for transportation, right? Oil is one thing, I would say like a leading indicator, because it's super sensitive to wars, to sanctions, to disasters. If we see a spike, like spikes create uncertainty, and investors often run to safe assets, so-called safe assets like USD and gold. BTC is a little bit tricky because it's often treated like a risk-on asset. BTC would be sold off in panic, but sometimes it's seen as digital gold, like bought as a hedge. But the narratives change very frequently when it comes to Bitcoin. So what happened here is that, okay, some of the Russian refineries got attacked by the Ukrainian, and Russia actually supply about 10% of world oil. Like Ukraine can't invade Russia, but they did use drones to hit some target in Russia. So so Russia got hit, but like the price, it's like almost steady. And people are asking, okay, why it's not reflecting? If you zoom out, like the price of oil is actually going down. If you go to the start of the year, okay, let's use this one. We have a spike, right? Like from 18th of January. So January, we trend down from like $74 per barrel to $63 per barrel. So why isn't the price spiking? Well, very likely that Russian like find a new route for the crude oil, so it repairs very quickly. And also like we are kind of immune to this already. Like when the war broke out, everyone was shocked. Like come on, like we are in 2020s. So why we're still seeing global tensions like this? But like right now, we kind of get over the supply fears. And what we are seeing right now is that there is like an uptake for global production. like it's surging a lot, whether it's from US, Canada, or Brazil. So like the supply fears kind of die down. And also Russia usually sells its crude oil to India and China. So that's why it's not like it's not like reflecting on this chart much. And if you look at the, well, I don't have a, okay. So if you look at the oil producers in 2025, like the top 3 countries, the first one is US, and the second one is Saudi Arabia, and then the third one is Russia, and that mostly export to China and India. And these 3 countries alone, it accounts for like 30% of global production. But why am I looking at this, right? So oil doesn't move Bitcoin tick by tick, but it shapes the macro environment BTC trades. Right now, like the oil price is pretty stable. It keeps inflation fear in check and actually give room for rate cuts. So that's why we are looking at this. And if the Fed looks like, okay, the oil price is in control, it would actually, okay, maybe the 50 basis point cut is on the table again. And rate cuts always support the BTC price appreciation. So, but if oil spikes from new shocks, expect volatility and downside pressure. Like in short, just watch barrels and you'll understand a lot more about Bitcoin or like the market in general. All right, so that's for the oil price. Let's move on to the next segment. This is so surprising when I saw this news this morning. So Coinbase is going to issue a new token, says the creator Jesse Pollock. Well, like after years of seeing no token, the team now says that they're exploring a native token. So is this about decentralization, incentives, or simply staying competitive in the layer 2 wars? Let's break it down. So at the Basecamp event, Jesse Pollock revealed the layer 2 network is considering a native token, though plans remain in early stages. So if issued, the token would be built on Ethereum, with Base working alongside regulators on compliance for its distribution. Since its 2023 debut, Base has accumulated $5 billion in TVL, making it the largest layer 2 blockchain after Arbitrum. So important note here is that the token is still not confirmed. Like it's not a confirmed launch, but so there's no commitment. Like we could expect to see a Base token, but like it's not promised. So if you look at the, let's also hop onto the DeFi Llama. And if you look at Base, the TVL, DeFi TVL on Base is like $5 million and sitting at number 6. So that's really something. And if you guys didn't know, like Base was using the OP stacks with Optimism stacks, but like right now, Base, the layer 2 is outperforming Optimism. So that's pretty interesting. And in terms of layer 2, Base is the most successive in the whole market. And it's pretty new. Like it's so much newer compared to Solana. Obviously, Solana is still the giant. We have like $12 billion in the DeFi TVL, but like if you look at the revenue, like 24 hours app revenue, Solana is such a giant. It generated $10 million. None of this change could even get close to Solana. Like Solana even outpaced Ethereum by like almost 3x. So I'm actually very bullish on Solana, and I'm more bullish on Solana than Ethereum. But okay, we are talking about Base, and let's come back to Base. So Base is not bad, like generated like $1.3 million in the 24-hour app revenue. So Base is a giant. when it comes to the layer 2, and also out of all the chains on DeFi, it handles like around 40% of Ethereum layer 2's transaction, mainly driven by DeFi, NFTs, and apps like Friendtag. If you guys still remember that name, it's been a while when it was like when SocialFi was still hot, everyone's talking about Friendtag, but like, yeah, it is what it is. Like, I've been in the market long enough to know that a lot of these narratives just like come and go. All right, so let's go back to Jesse Pollock. What does he mean by exploring a token? So there isn't a timeline. There's no ticker. We don't know the ticker symbol yet, and there's no tokenomics being announced. So Ethereum still remains to be the gas token for now. I would say the motivations include like decentralization of sequencing, aligning incentives for builders, and catching up to rivals like Arbitrum and Optimism. They're both layer 2s and they both have tokens. And right now, the base team is considering the same. Well, if you ask me, like, I don't think base need a token, because like usually, again, I've been in the market long enough, like when there's like token launch, there's like a crash. But I have to say, I was very impressed, like the whole base chain, even without a token, base is sitting at number 6 in terms of DeFi TVL. So that's very impressive. Like all of these chains, they have their own token, but like it shows that the community for base is so strong that even without the token incentives, they will still choose to use base. So that's really something. All right, so since there are no like tokenomics, it's not confirmed for the token on base. So people are asking whether there's going to be a airdrop. There's so much speculation on crypto Twitter. So speculation is high, and because if you look at Arbitrum and Optimism, they also did an airdrop. So we can only hope if the base airdrop going to be bigger than Optimism and Arbitrum. If so, we're going to be extremely happy. And usually when how airdrops work is that we just like guessing and speculating. If we do certain stuff on that chain, we will get rewarded someday. So usually in order to be eligible for such criteria, you have to do a lot of on-chain activities that include breaching, swaps, liquidity providing, and also participating in ecosystem events like on-chain summer, and also consistently use the base dApps, all the dApps built on base. So, well, this is all speculation, but that's just how airdrop works, right? So I'm just guessing the token definitely going to be a governance token, so you can vote on upgrades and funding, can do staking, some incentives, and potentially being used as gas. Though looks like Ethereum will likely remain to be supported, but we're just guessing here. We're just throwing around ideas and throwing around hype. So yeah, why the pivot now? I would say the leadership, the whole environment in the US is getting so friendly, and Coinbase feels like, okay, it's okay to do a token launch, because doing a token launch before, especially with the previous SEC, it was so hostile to crypto. It wasn't the right moment. So I'm guessing Coinbase or Base feels like this is the right moment to do such thing. And competition is really heating up, not just in the layer 2 realms, but also in the general, all the chains, they're competing with each other. And yeah, when it comes to native crypto users, the pool is still not massive, I would say. So they're doing a lot of stuff to compete for attention and for users to actually use the chain. And Base is actually exploding in scale. So yeah, making decentralization makes much more sense because it feels like it's more urgent to do such thing. As for the impact, like on Coinbase and the general ecosystem, like some people are saying that if Base would have a token, especially like really crypto native people, they would much rather just to hold the Base token instead of Coinbase stocks. Well, as we're just guessing, we don't have any information and we don't have confirmation whether there's going to be a Base token or when. But like, I like Coinbase is, okay, first of all, is being added in the S&P 500. So indirectly, people are purchasing Coinbase stocks even without them knowing, right? So that's one thing. And also like Coinbase is the US exchange, and USDC is dominating the stablecoin market, and 50% of USDC revenue would go to Coinbase. So Coinbase is making a lot of money. That's another reason that I'm very bullish on Coinbase, and I have been holding Coinbase for a very long time, for like 2 or 3 years or something. So yeah, let me know if there's like a Base token, if you guys would buy. But since we're just speculating, there's no confirmation. I'll stress this again. There's no confirmation if there's like a certain Base token. So if so, let's see, and we'll take it from there once we get more information. All right, so we're running out of time. There are more shows lined up on the Roxham TV. And again, if you like my content, make sure to follow me, and also make sure to follow Roxham TV. If you want more regular updates from me, do go to Twitter. This is a brand new Twitter that I created. So make sure you type @JamJamCrypto_IO on Twitter, and also follow Roxham TV. So just type Roxham TV, because we have so much updates, like all these like valuable updates that you guys wouldn't want to miss. So yeah, stay tuned. My show is 4 a.m. Eastern time and or 9 a.m. London time. So make sure subscribe and stay tuned and stay cool. And I'll see you guys in the next one.